Okay, guys, the second half of the Sunshine Double is here for the men's side, and it is pretty packed. There are some glaring omissions, like Novak Djokovic, and of course, Rafa Nadal is also not playing in the tournament. But apart from that, the big guns are present, and it's going to be an exciting tournament to say the least. I think there's a lot of players who will be wanting to finish the major hardcourt swing anyway of this year, at the start of the year on a high before going into the clay court swing. Before we get into it, though, remember that like button, do subscribe if you are new, and do leave a rating or review if you're listening on a podcast platform. So, Carlos Alcaraz is the number one seed, given that Djokovic is not available. He said that he would be resting due to personal reasons. He's actually in Miami, though, so with family, from what I know. But look, it's not a surprise, I think, given that he lost early at Indian Wells, that he would most likely take Miami off and then concentrate on the clay court season, where I think his efforts will be concentrated the most this year, given the Olympics at Roland Garros, and that's the one piece of silverware that is missing from his cabinet. So Carlos Alcaraz will play a qualifier, so we'll go for him in his first round. As usual, we're going to pick every single match, a winner in every single match, and then work our way through the draw, through the bracket, and eventually I will give you guys my predicted winner for the tournament. Vukic and Carbes Bayan is an interesting one. I'm going to go Vukic. Monfils and Dusan Lajovic. I'm going to go for Monfils. He's been playing some really good tennis. By the way, the reigning champion in Miami is Daniel Medvedev, who beat Yannick Sinner last year in the final. In the semi-finals, Sinner beat Alcaraz as well. So some interesting potential matchups, and given that last week Alcaraz beat Sinner and Medvedev at Indian Wells, similar to what he did last year, where he beat Medvedev in the final of Indian Wells last year as well. Coric and Musetti both have qualifiers. Safiullin also has one too. Monaro, I'm going to go to beat the wild card in Landaluce, or Landaluce, I want to say. And Shelton and Dimitrov both have wild cards as Tabio. Rusevori, Hanfman. That's a tough first round for the Finn, but I'll go for him to get over the line and get the win. And then we've got some other interesting ones coming up here. Manarino, Quarter both have wildcards. Galan, Shevchenko. Ooh, Shevchenko. Go Shevchenko. Katrin Zverev qualifiers or buys by the looks of it. FA has one as well. Sonego Evans. Sonego, they played a few times, haven't they? They get drawn to each other quite a bit. Am I mistaken? I don't think I am. I don't think I am, to be honest. The head-to-head is... What's the head-to-head between the two? The head-to-head is... Yes, Sonego's won all three. Excuse me. They played in Australia. They played in Miami last year as well. And that was 3 sets. I'm going to go Sonego again. Eubanks, Cerundolo, they're playing qualifiers. Nishikori versus Offner. Nishikori is a wild card. Offner is, I mean, I like to call him a slightly underpowered Jan Struff. That's kind of how I see his game. But I'm going to go Nishikori. Jair and Hatchdog to get through here. So Demoner. And then Muller has Kwon. Okay. I'm going to go for Muller to get through. Altmaier and Struff and Lehechka. Then we've got Diaz Acosta and Poprin. Diaz Acosta making waves on the clay court scene. Could he do the same in Miami? It's a slower hard court, not as slow as Indian Wells, but pretty slow nonetheless. Poprin, I'll go for the Australians to get through that. Marjan, Runa, and Rude all in the draw the first round as well. They'll get through. And then Van Ash and Kotov will go Van Ash. Kepmanovic and Shan will Kepmanovic. Danic Fokina, Jarry, and then Draper's got Taro Daniel. Not an easy first round, but should get through it if he's fit. Thompson, Nuno Borges. This is a really good one because Nuno Borges has just won Arizona, which is a challenger. And Thompson is playing some really good tennis this year, in all honesty. So we shall go with. We're going to Borges, given that he just won Arizona. Fritz Bird to get through, and then Van der Zan Schulp to beat Hijikata. I'm going to go for Marcus Giron to beat Kepfer. Baez and Nori to get through. Koboli 2. Purcell, Fuchsich will go Fuchsich to beat Purcell. Medvedev and Rublev to get through, and then Blanche has Machak. I like Thomas Machak. I'll have him going through, and I think the best. And there's two really good first rounds here, from what I can see. Straight away on my screen, Andy Murray versus Matteo Berrettini is a must watch, and Berrettini is coming back from injury. Murray might be able to catch him at a good time. In all honesty, Murray has beaten him though when Berrettini's been at his best in the last couple of years. So I'm actually going to go for Murray to get the win here, but Echeverry and Bublik to get through, and then this is a really good first round as well in two young stars, and Arthur Fields versus Matteo Arnaldi. Go for Fields to get through that. Shapovalov to win as well against Darderi. Tsitsipas and Poole to get through, and then Zhang Xinzhen to beat Dam Jr. O'Connell, TFO, Greek Sport, and Michelson all to get through. Same with Cashin and Sinner. So we should get proper matchups now. Yep, in round 2. Alcaraz should get through Vukic. Ooh, good second round in Monfils and Coric. I think given how Monfils has been playing, I would err towards Monfils. Coric is dangerous though. He is dangerous, but the head-to-head is, I mean, it's 2-love in favor, or 2-0 in favor of Monfils, but the last time they played was 2016. It's a long time ago. Go with Monfils, but Coric plays some of his best tennis. It could be very, very difficult. Musetti Safiul, and this is a tough one for Musetti, in all honesty. I'm going to go for Musetti, though. Look, he seems to have a pretty solid game. I don't know, is solid game the right word for it? He's got a talented game, but lacks the consistency. And against Holger Rune, had opportunities to take it to 3 sets in Indian Wells and do so. Should have done better. And he'll definitely be kicking himself. He needs to find a bit of form and redemption, I think, in these next few months. And the clay court season is about to begin as well. That's his favorite time of the year. So why not finish off this hardcore swing with a bang? Shelton to beat Munar and Dimitrov to beat Tabio. I'm going to go Manarino to beat Rusev. I just think Manarino is very, very awkward. Kora to get through. And then Shevchenko, her catch. Her catch should get through that. Felix Auger-Aliassime and Alexander Zverev. I would like to see Auger-Aliassime win, but he has just been so disappointing. You know, as soon as you think that he's finding some sort of form and getting back on his feet, he just doesn't seem to be able to take it to the next level, and he stutters and falters and then comes back down to what is at the moment a pretty bleak reality. I'm going to go for Zverev. Sonego to beat Eubanks, I'm going to go for. And Cerundolo and Nishikori. I'm going for Nishikori to get the win. Which is a pretty bold claim, but why not? Hatshot to beat Zer and Dimona to beat Muller. Struff to beat Altmaier. Lehechka's been playing some really good tennis. Lehechka to beat Poprin. Rune to beat Marjan. Ruud to beat Van Asch. And I'm actually going to go for Kekmanovic to beat Davidovich Fokina, which would be an upset given he's a seed. And I'm going to go for Draper to beat Jarry. Again, that would be an upset because Jarry is a 22nd seed. I'm going to go for Nuno Borges to beat Fritz, which would be another upset. And I'm going to go for Bird to beat Van der Zan Schulp. I'm going to go for Giron to beat Baez. Nori to beat Kaboli. Medvedev to beat Fuchsovich. Oh, Thomas Machak is not an easy opponent for Rublev's Last couple of tournaments, the draw has not been kind to him. I tell you that. I tell you that. I'm gonna go for Rublev, but I mean that will be a great match. Hopefully, you get it. And then I'm gonna go for Murray to beat Echeverry to get revenge over that loss at the Australian Open. Then I'm going to go for Bublik over Fields. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. Tsitsipas beats Shapovalov. He's just too inconsistent. Tommy Paul to beat Zhang Xinzhen. TFO to beat O'Connell. And I'm actually going to go for Mikkelsen to beat Greek Sport, which would be an upset because Greek Sport is a seed and Mikkelsen is not. And I'll go for Sinner to beat Kashin. Then we've got, wow, this would be a great one. Alcaraz and Monfils. As much as I love Monfils in his game, I don't think he's capable, if Alcaraz is playing a 6 or 7 out of 10 or more, to beat Alcaraz at the moment in this stage of his career. Then I'm going to go for Musetti or Shelton. We'll go for Shelton. It's too big a game. And I think Musetti will struggle on return. Dimitrov, Manorin will go for Dimitrov. Korda, Hakac. Hakac likes Miami, though. He's won here before. We'll go Hakac. I'm going to go for Zverev to beat Sonego. Hatchnot to beat Nishikori. Could Struff beat Dimona? He could, but Dimona's been playing well. Dimona. I'm actually going to go for Lehechka to beat Runa. I've liked the way that Lehechka's been playing. I really have. So Lehechka to beat Runa. Rude kept managed to go for Rude. Draper to beat Borges. Humbert to beat Giron. Medvedev to beat Nori. Rublev to beat Murray. Just too powerful. Bublik Tsitsipas. Oh, that'd be a good one, you know. Don't have much faith in Tsitsipas. I really don't. I don't have a huge amount of faith in Bublik, though he can be very inconsistent too. So Tsitsipas will go for Tommy Paul to beat TFO. Is that right? Yeah, I think so. Sinner to beat Mikkelsen. Alcaraz should beat Shelton. Dimitrov had catch is a good one. What's the head-to-head here? Let's have a look. The head-to-head is... Oh, Hakac has never beaten him. Last time they played, though, was in Paris Indoor Hard. They've only played once on Outdoor Hard. Indian Wells in 2021. Played twice last year. Both Indoor Hard. Both times Dimitrov won. But I mean, given Hakac's serve, it's not going to be as potent in Miami. I'm going to go for Dimitrov then, because history tells me that Dimitrov's going to win that. Zverev Hatchnot's a good one as well. I'm going to go for Zverev. I'm going to go for Dimano or Lehechka. That's a good one. Two informed players. Dimana. Draper to beat Rude. That's a big call for me, but Draper to beat Rude. Medvedev on Burz on this type of court. Again, it's not super quick. It's quicker than Indian Wells, though. Burz been playing some good tennis, but I think Medvedev has to get through that. Don't wait for Rublev to beat Tsitsipas. Just not convinced with Tsitsipas at the moment and his game. Sinner to beat Tommy Paul. Don't see Tommy Paul beating Sinner. Alcaraz Dimitrov. Now, Dimitrov could beat Alcaraz. He could. He could. We saw him beat Alcaraz. It was indoors, but still beat him. Come back to that one in a second. We've got quarterfinals. I mean, I've got Draper in my quarterfinals. That's a big call. Go for Sinner to beat Rublev. Do I go for something crazy and go for like Jack Draper to beat Medvedev, which would be absolute madness, by the way? I mean, Draper making a semi-final, he might not even be fit, to be honest. Can you imagine he goes out in the first round or something? Oh, I just wouldn't be surprised. Never played. Zverev, Dimona, they definitely played. But Dimona, I think, beat him recently, didn't he? Or that might be in Tsitsipas, actually. in Los Cabos. So 7-2 in favor of Zverev. Last time they played was Indian Wells recently. So that was last week. Zverev won in 3 sets. Okay. If the courts are slightly quicker, which probably, I don't know, I think it equally favors both players. So here's Zverev, and then Alcaraz to beat Dimitrov. Is that right? Yeah. I want to go for a big court. I'm going to go for Draper to beat Medvedev. That is, I don't know, this is madness. It's absolute madness to do that, isn't it? Isn't it? Can I really do that? Draper's got the game. If he's playing his best tennis, from what I've seen of him, he's more than capable of doing it. I've never played. I just think with his big serving, he likes coming forward. He's got good hands at the net. Got power off both wings. He's been showing versatility and athleticism to defend as well. Great passing shots. Maybe has been coming forward more. I'm going for it. So I'm going to go for Alcaraz to beat Zverev. Again, like he did in Indian Wells. And then Sinner to beat Draper. And then that gives us the final that everyone would be wanting, which is Alcaraz Sinner, a repeat of the Indian Wells semi-final. I'm going to go for Sinner to get revenge and beat Alcaraz. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are and who you think is going to win and why. Thank you very much, guys. Stay safe and well. We'll see you in the next video.